Aloha everybody, welcome back to my live stream. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the DJI Ronin 4D, how excited I was about it, and what I found out in the process of trying to get me one. So what's up, Yellow Rose Drones? How you doing, my man? I know it's been a while since I've been online, but I'm waiting desperately for my November freaking vacation big time. So let's get started right off the bat. Plenty of people, what's up, Walter Hall? How you doing, my man? So plenty of people probably seen it already. The DJI Ronin 4D came out, and it is a beast of a camera. So technically seen, what is that damn thing, and what is it good for, and who will it be good for? And plus, what do you actually need to know when you try to buy one like this? So the first thing of all, it's pretty much everything that you see right over here, which is pretty much my camera. It comes with this beautiful little focus finder. It has built-in ND filters, like right here. It has a screen that it comes with, a touch screen that it comes with, and it has a built-in gimbal like this DJI Ronin SC right over here. So that's pretty much what the 4D is made out of, okay? So plenty of these. Happy Halloween, Lee F. How you doing, my man? So plenty of these people have done reviews, which is all the influencers. And of course, we all know they're being sent one like this. And most of these guys did not know when they reviewed it what actually comes with it, which kind of bothered me because I was not really impressed with it once I started researching it, because I actually wanted to buy me one. Okay, I actually was looking into picking me one up because I thought it was really, really cool that you have a video transmitter, that you can set the camera up somewhere. You're pretty much erasing the cameraman for yourself because this camera can track you. Do these ones do that too? Yes, they do, but you have to set it up with a phone on the top. You have the LiDAR nowadays for the RS2, and all those things together are thrown together into the 4D. So cinematic imaging, yes, of course, it has a full frame sensor, which is really, really good, but nobody really has done any extensive reviews on it. It does come with a D-Log. The footage looks pretty good, pretty darn good. And it has that 4-axis stabilization right over here. When you look at this 4-axis, you're going to have this part right here, which is the regular gimbal. Now, the cool part about that thing is you can actually remove it. So with that being said, what else did it have where we had that was actually done with the, I think, the X5 and the X7 camera system for the Inspire. So I'm not sure if DJI is aiming to maybe bring out an Inspire on this whole thing. That would be pretty cool. Now, the key part to this whole thing, why it's called 4D, is this chicken neck right over here, which is going to take away from the vibration walking up and down. Plenty guys have reviewed it where they was walking around with it. It was really, really good, where it actually created a smooth footage whenever they were walking. It was taking away that up and down stuff, so you don't really have to do that whole gimbal walk thing, where you have to heel to toe, and like it really goes into your legs. If you do it all freaking day, it really goes into your legs. That's what this thing is really good about. It also has the LiDAR focusing. The LiDAR is a system that automatically pulls onto you. It is really, really cool. Has really, really good features in it where it actually can focus you, and it can focus for whatever else you put on that screen, and it actually tracks you as well if you turn on the tracking. It has a 3D version of it where you can actually follow focus with this focus group right over here, and it has that built in the handles. Okay, so that is the screen right here that I'm talking about, the wireless transmission screen. When you look at this wireless transmission screen, that is pretty much the coolest thing, why it is really, really good to have one like this, the DJI Ronin 4D, because with that, you put the whole camera system on top of a tripod. You turn on that 4D axis so she can go up and down, left and right, and she will track you and follow you pretty much like in, I would say it's like a 180-degree section where she can go left and right. I actually seen her lift up and go a little bit past that, so it might be even more degrees than that. I haven't had my hands on one, Would have loved to, but this is pretty much what this stream is all about, why I'm probably not going to get one. So this system right over here, plenty of people have reviewed it. We have seen Peter McKinnon, Potato Jet. We have seen Maddie. All those guys, they all filmmakers. They all film. They all do video stuff. So that's what this thing is really, really good about, and I really, really, really like it. Now, with that all said, inside here, this is the system as it is integrated. It's all together, as you can see it right over here. You have that screen, like I said, right here, the touch screen. You have the LiDAR system, which I don't have, but technically seeing my LiDAR is replaced by my cell phone, which is mounted on the top when I have it on top of my Ronin SC. It also does have a LiDAR system and an autofocus system where there is a wheel and motor. It's a motorized autofocus with a LiDAR that you can mount onto the RS2. The only difference between those things, the RS2 and everything else, is that you have the 4D and everything integrated into that small system, which is really, really good. And right here, this is the chicken arm. Pretty much that is what makes it so special. That's pretty much what it is. It's like a video camera together with that chicken neck, okay? Then you see right here how it puts it together. And like I said, if you turn this upside down and you mount it onto a drone, it's just like the Inspire system. The Inspire system has shown that as well. What is really cool about it is because this is it's a full frame sensor. Now they have these adapters right over here. And that's what brings me already to why I'm probably not going to pick one up. So first of all, this system, as you buy it, and when you look at these two systems that are available, which is the 6K combo. The 6K combo kit runs you right now at like $70 to $100. It films in 6K up to 60 frames per second. And then you have the 8K combo kit, which is currently at $11,500 if you pre-order that stuff, okay? Now, most of the time, when you look at it, at this stuff right here, and you actually, let me zoom in. When you look at this, the camera lens itself is blurred out. This kit, in my eyes, does not come fully operational. Not only because it doesn't have a lens, but on top of that, it doesn't have a memory stick either. Like, you don't get the memory stick for it. So the memory stick itself, in the parts section itself, which is right here, which is the DJI Pro SSD 1 terabyte. So 1 terabyte in 8K, I think, gives you 13 minutes of filming in ProRes. Or was it 6K? I forget already. But it's one of those two. So think about it now. You spending $7,200 on a camera system that you're not going to be able to use right off the bat because it doesn't come with the lens and it doesn't come with the memory stick. So what is it good for? Why am I spending $7,200? Most people don't even tell you that. So the reviewers all thought when they was watching this, when they got their stuff sent to them, that all these things are included, and they're not. In this system itself, you need to know that the only things included in that whole thing are, where is the rundown? Right there's the specs. And there was a rundown somewhere. There was a picture that they had where it had everything inside, where pretty much all the parts were inside. So you get the camera right over here. You get this camera stuff that is which is the gimbal. You get the main motor together with the chicken neck right over here. Besides that, it comes with these awesome two handles that you can just clip left and right. So this is a joystick part where you actually going to be able to move the gimbal itself as well, which is really cool. And then you have the focus wheel right over here, and you have multiple other functions right there. There's also small clips right here if you want to put a lanyard around you with a big strap, so just in case, to make sure that when if it does slip out of your hands, that it doesn't fall down, which is really cool. But other than that, this system, it comes with the top handle, which is really good too. Okay, top handle, I can live with that. And then it comes with the LiDAR and the mini screen that you have right here, which is a 5.5 touch screen. And it has 1500 nits, so people can really see. It's really, it's a bright screen. Comes with the base plate, which this part right here, when I seen most of the videos, it locks the chicken neck in the front and it locks it in place. So you actually, when you're transporting this thing, it's going to be locked in so that you don't run danger to damage it or whatever. Then you have a focus reel right over here. Now the thing is, this is the product images, and it shows right here. It shows the Pro SSD, but in the description itself, when you look at it, this system does not come with it. you need to purchase the lens and everything else separate. You know what I mean? So separately available is the 7-inch hybrid touchscreen monitor and the wireless video transmitter. Plus, there's also the Pro SSD 1 terabyte and the X9 focus motor and the Leica M lens mount and the 3-channel lens control unit. These things need to be separately, okay? So separately from everything, you will have to purchase it. So from your $7,199, where I thought, okay, I'm gonna kick off somehow $8,000, and I'm gonna try and make this happen so I can film some better stuff, have some really cool stuff with it. It's not gonna end at $7,199 plus tax plus shipping. It's gonna end up at almost $11,000, and I'm gonna show you guys why. Because when you look at this, this is currently only available based on the lenses. When you look, these ones are the DL lenses, which come for the DJI for that system, the D4. There is a list of lenses that you're going to be able to use based on the M mount and the E mount. On this thing right here, they have these caps right here, which are pretty much adapters. So these adapters will be mounted to this part right here. So you're going to be able to utilize, if you're a Sony shooter, to use the E-mount lenses, okay? Now, the E-mount lenses itself, some lenses are bigger and some are smaller and some are heavier and some are lighter. So like this one is like, this is my, which one is this? This is the Sigma, no, the Sony 4.5, 55 to 210. This thing is pretty heavy. And plus, she extends outwards too, where she actually moves outwards while she zooms in. So because she's pretty heavy, when I have my f1.8 60 millimeter Sigma lens right here, which is a little bit lighter, now some lenses will work for this system and some won't, because you're going to have counterbalance kits. So that means you need to know how to counterbalance the stuff in the back, and that is going to restrict the range of motion. And in my eyes, it might even, because these motors that they use within this gimbal system right here are not as strong as the RS2 motors, okay? So you might run danger actually overheating those motors by frequent use. Plus, the battery that it comes with is a TB50, which I believe comes already from the RS2 system, which is going to give you about 2 hours of runtime, okay? So now when you look at this lens kit right here, this is a lens kit for the, now stay tuned, it's Zenmuse X7. So this is not even for the X9, guys. This is not for the X9, because this is the 6K and the 8K combo kit. Comes with the camera that says it right here, Zenmuse X9 8K camera. So it's an X9, not an X7. So therefore, these lenses are pretty much for the X7. So now you know that for the X9, probably going to dish out per lens about $1,400, $1,500. So now, depending on which one you want, because in these ones right here, you have the 60 millimeter, the 24, the 35, and the 50 millimeter prime lens. Yeah, that's going to run you another $5,000 on top of your 7,200. Or if you pick up the 8K for $12,000, so you're going to dish out another $5,000 just for the lens kit, or $1,500 per lens. It's like, what the hell, guys? Like, really? Like, I don't know, man. That's like, it's gonna run you up. It's basically not for the consumer itself. It's not for YouTubers itself. So that's why when I see that influencers promoting this stuff, I don't think that it's actually for people like you, me, and you. Like, I'm not willing to pay $20,000. I'd rather pick me up another motorcycle. I mean, this thing it's expensive. It comes out super expensive. Now, on top of that, you have the DJI Hybrid remote monitor. Now, this system itself, it comes because everything's integrated, and you have such a big range of using this screen monitor, where you're going to be able to mount this camera somewhere else, stationary on a tripod, and you're utilizing this one to actually move it around. That is pretty cool, and because everything is together somehow. But if you pick up a, let's say, a Sony A6400, or like this one, the Sony A7 III, with a cheaper lens, and then you pick up the video transmitter and then separate screen that puts it onto the video transmitter, I'm gonna run up like $3,000, guys. I'm not gonna run up $12,000. Besides that, you pick up, let's look it up. DJI Ronin RS2. Now, if you go for shopping for the RS2 at this point, right now, with the gimbal stabilizer, and if you pick up the Pro kit, it's gonna run you, what is this, $649? It's gonna run you maybe after the Pro version and with the LiDAR and all that stuff is maybe gonna run you $1,400. So with the RS2, with a camera like this, plus the touchscreen and a video transmitter, and maybe even with the LiDAR system from over there, you can get all these things that this 4D has besides this chicken arm. You can get all that stuff already for $5,000. They're charging you right now for this $7,200 for a 6K camera system, and they're charging you about $7,000 non-operational. I mean, it's literally. Oh, my wife is in the stream too. She can see that I just said I'd rather pick up another motorcycle. Anyways, but it's like for regular people like me and you, or small businesses, like even small business, like a small business that does video taking, video shoots, and all that stuff. You would have to dish out $20,000 to make this fully operational. So what most people say that it's below, it's sub 10K. No, it's not. It's not sub 10K. It's gonna start at least at 10 to 11,000 before you get everything. Because you gotta think now that you want to pick up. This is the video transmitting unit, which is another $400. You have the Pro SSD, 1 terabyte, $800. So let's say you want to pick up 2 or 3 of those. That's like $2,400, $2,500 right there. You have a Pro SSD mount, which is over here. It goes into that CF Express slot, but it still only mounts the Pro SSD. So I'm not sure why you want to use the CF Express if you can slide it straight into the camera. I mean, it's more cool and stuff. But yeah, you have to think about those things, and then look up TB. Let's say TB50. I think it's a TB50 battery. So now, the TB Flight, Intelligent Flight Battery Inspire 2. So the TB50, I guess that's what it is. So this is what the battery comes with. And it also goes for the Ronin 2 gimbal. That's $180. So you want to pick up like 5 of those, because this, based on most of the reviews of the guys, when they looked it up for their system, it lasted them for about 2 hours of battery life in full motion, meaning you need to run everything in it. You need to go through everything, and you literally using it. You know what I mean? So me, I was excited for it at first, and I like, just like most people, I watched all their reviews and the hype that they came up with and all the stuff that they wanted to do, and I was like, yeah, I really want that. And I was already thinking, okay, how am I gonna kick off that I'm gonna have like $8,000, $9,000, and then it started accumulating more and more, looking through everything that you need to purchase. So now, after clicking on it already, when you go on B&H and you click on it and you go down, you're gonna see that there's actually an accessory page where it pops it up for you right off the bat, accessory wise, and this is where you at. Pro SSD 1 terabyte. So 1 terabyte for 6K ProRes. There's not much recording time, guys. There's not much recording time. Nobody has really checked how long continuous recording you can do with the ProRes 6K, which is pretty sad. And then it shows over here the DJI 24mm f2 essential, whatever. You need to pick that lens up too, which is, like I said, $1,300 plus tax plus shipping. That's just one lens, guys. So one lens already $1,300, really, for a 24mm lens, and I cannot do no other lens. You know what I mean? So I think I'd rather go with the Sony E lens, and I'm gonna try that one. There's a charging hub that you got to pick up, which is $99. You know what I mean? And then you have the high bright remote monitor. So this one is the unit right here that you need in order to install it onto the camera. That goes in between. It actually goes onto the camera, and then the battery goes on top of that thing. And then from there, it powers the whole unit. And that together is $2,000 plus tax plus shipping. You know what I mean? So right here is the Zenmuse X9 Leica M mount, which is the M mount alone, just the adapter to be able to use those M lenses. It's $300, guys. $300 is already, when you pick on M50, on Canon M50, is about there right now. $350. You know what I mean? That's a DSLR, or it's an APS-C mirrorless camera. This is damn expensive, guys. There's a low pass filter that you can purchase and all that stuff. So after buying all these things, guys, you're gonna end up with like 12 grand, guys. 12 grand starting, and you can go up to like 20 grand. And that, in my eyes, is what plenty of these reviewers don't tell you, because they always go like, oh wow, oh, DJI is gonna hook them up automatically. It's gonna hook them up, and it's gonna send everything that comes with the kit that they have available at this time. And I believe there was already, when Peter McKinnon and Maddie were seeing each other, Maddie got the 24 millimeters while they gave Peter McKinnon the 35. So they were like questioning each other about it. I know Peter Lindgren actually threw it on top of one of those 8S 8S remote control cars, which is super cool. And he put that on top, and he actually chased down an RS10, Audi RS10. And I think it's just this hype that was there. I was totally excited for it, and I was disappointed afterwards seeing that it didn't come with all those things. You know, if you would have said, hey, it's 12 grand with everything together and functional, okay, but don't charge me $8,000 or $12,000 for a 6K or 8K version, and then it's not even operational. That's like, I want to sell you the freaking Lamborghini over here, but the rims and the other half of the motor you got to pick up yourself. You know, I think that's crap. That really is crap. And then it doesn't include the DJI Care, because you can pick up the Care bundle and all that stuff for it. Don't get me wrong, this system looks intense good. After watching Parker Wallbach's stuff, though, Parker pointed out that the autofocus system and the tracking lost focus many times with objects that were staggered left and right of the subject. So I think manual focus, if you become really good with the focus wheel, will take over majority of that stuff. You know what I mean? The other part is too, it kind of has a slack because it has a built-in microphone, but it also, which you can pretty much use as scratch audio, but there was not really a mounting point to put anything extra. Like, after looking at this whole thing, there was not really anything where I say, okay, I'm gonna mount an external receiver like I have on my camera over here, where I say, okay, I'm gonna have an external microphone right here, or a receiver like this on that I can mount somewhere on the outside. Like, this is a wireless receiver for my lav mics, and it doesn't even show that you're going to be able to mount that anywhere without it being in the way. Yeah, you have the top handle, but the top handle doesn't really show that you're going to be able to mount anything else once you have that screen on it, you know, which is the 5.5-inch screen. So I'm a little bit disappointed in it, that cost-wise, that they threw it out here and it's like, oh, all good things happen in threes. I don't know. 20 grand for a fully functional semi-pro system. What is cool is that it's all together. That's super cool. Everything is all together. What bugs me on that whole thing is that it doesn't have the lens. It doesn't come with the lens. It doesn't come with a stick. And that just bothers me because it's a non-functional system. Come on, DJI, you can do better than that. You know what I mean? Like, at least give me a memory card, give me a freaking kit lens. Like even cameras like this, like the Sony A7 III or the 6400 or whatever, or the 6000, they all at least still come with a kit lens, like a small cheapo freaking lens that they throw in there, that they could have thrown in there as well. You know, don't charge somebody else $400 just to be able to utilize his Sony cameras or his Sony lenses or the M lenses or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, make it operational already. You want to really blow me off the freaking rocket chair? Well, then do that. You know, give me a fully functional system, not this half crap stuff. So, anyways, let's go real quick through the chat. I know you guys been in there. Yellow Rose Don't says, looks like it's going to be a nice unit, but it has a big negative factor that will keep me from buying it. It costs too much for my budget. And that is pretty much the reason why it's pretty much like for small video camera companies or video companies itself, because it's going to be an expense of almost 20 grand. Yeah, you can write it off at the end of the year. Yeah, a video shoot is going to be, depending on what it is, if it's commercial and stuff, he's shooting with this, it's going to look impressive showing up with it. But so does it when you show up with a RED camera. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the stabilization system in there. Stabilization-wise, that thing is a hammer because it has a built-in gimbal. But like I said, you don't have the lenses for it. And if you utilize your Sony lenses, if it's not on a list that you cannot balance it, you need to add on counterparts or counterweights on it. And you have to pay extra. And right now they don't even have the Sony E-mount lens adapter for it, which is sad. You know what I mean? Which is really sad. And then we have Akirasha said, I'm happy to be poor to have to make the decision. So yeah, Walter Hall said it too. That's way too expensive unless you are a pro videographer, and that's pretty much what it is. That Ronin 4D is pretty much for people who are professional videographers that gonna do it every single freaking day, because throughout the year you need to make the money back on it. So 20 grand, I don't know, man. 20 grand to get through it with that, I would have to sacrifice a lot to buy this system. Is it worth buying? I think it is, because picture-wise, or video-wise, what I've seen, what they came up with the D-Log and the color grading and all that stuff, it looks very impressive, and I really like it. It's just the initial expense of 20 grand, I just can't bring that. You know what I mean? It's just not feasible right now. Millionaires don't care about the extra charges, dude. You look great with the cowboy hat. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love my cowboy hats. So I think you'll just carry... No, I'll just carry my Evo 2 Pro around with me and use it as a camera. You can do that too. I had the biggest fun actually just carrying a Evo 2 and trying to make a video out of it, and it actually works. And then you have to match it together with the audio and stuff like that, but it's a totally different story. So this is pretty much what it is. This is what it is for today. I wanted to talk to you guys about the Ronin 4D, and this is pretty much what you need to look at. You're going to run easy 20 grand if you want to beef the whole system up, and it's not going to start with just that. So be careful before you purchase that, or before you press the pre-order button and you put up your credit card info and all that stuff. Make sure you wait a little bit, because technically seen, they have started with this stuff prior already when they had the Ronin SC, and the LiDAR system was replaced with a phone. They didn't have LiDAR yet. Then they came up with the LiDAR system itself, which is the autofocus tracking for the RS2, which was really, really, really cool. And after having that already, now they integrated it all together into one, which is really cool, but I don't think it's feasible. I don't think that it's worth 20 grand. So if they came up with this thing already, and you wait at least a year or two, somebody else either is going to come up with something similar, or DJI is going to come up with something else. And technically seen, like they did with the Inspire 2, most people purchased the Inspire 1 as soon as the Inspire 2 was announced, and then from there you can feed off of that. You know, and people gonna take the cut because they want to have the newest of the newest thing, and they're gonna sell this thing for way less than purchasing it right off the bat right now. You really need to know if you really want to do this, if you really want to have a camera system like that. I technically seen probably could sell my A7 III, my A6400, this Ronin SC, and a lot of other things that I have here, including drones, just to be able to purchase this system. But do I really want to do that? No. No, I'd rather play with all the toys that I have. It's sometimes it's cooler to have more toys than just one. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for today. I appreciate you guys swinging by. And for all those guys that don't know it yet, or first time here, please don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Until then, don't forget, COVID-19 is still out there to get you. Be a nice human. You never know what somebody went through. Wash your hands, wear your mask. Take it easy, everybody. Aloha.